and embrace as the only reality. So we're on a quest to liberate our minds, our bodies, and our spirits so that we are liberated and transformed, free to be our authentic selves. Which brings us to the centering question. How many times in your life have you transitioned from who you were to who you are, to who you are becoming? How many times in your life have you changed? How many times have you pushed through boundaries on your way from where you were to where you were going? From a trans-biblical perspective, we are reminded that transitioning is an incredible time of spiritual growth. It's a time of moving closer to the Imago Dei, the person you were created to be. The Imago Dei is the goodness and the kindness and the generosity and the creativity which moves through your hearts and your minds and your souls. How many times have you transitioned? And where was the spirit of holiness? Where was God on this journey? You are invited to light a candle if you would like to represent your transformations and your transitions. want to say a word about our readings before we move into them. Today we're returning to stories of our origins, which means we're circling back to the beginning. And that very act of circling back is an act of resistance, especially for those of us who were brought up with straight line thinking, where the focus is on success and progress and accumulating, not releasing. Circling back is the path of the Spirit, it's the path of compassion and wisdom, and it is the path of Jesus, the path of the kingdom, where the first are last, and the last are first, and in every ending there is a new beginning. So there are two concepts in these origin stories which are worth circling back and reviewing. We haven't talked about these for a while. So first, the word. In the Hebrew, in the beginning, was the word. And in the beginning, God spoke. That word is dapar. D-A-B-H-A-R in English. Can you put that up on the slide? There you go. What that word in Hebrew means is holy, divine vibrations. It is sacred motion, creative energy, always moving, always changing, always transitioning. In the beginning, God spoke, let there be light. There was light, right? God spoke. Water, from the water came dry land. So the second concept I didn't manage to get on a slide, but it's on a sign, and that's that word separation. That's the Hebrew word separation. So in the beginning, in addition to creating, things were separating, right? Land was separating from water, night was separating from day, land was separating from water. The Hebrew word for separation is a pictogram, if you want to say that. This in Hebrew is a flame, signifying the holy. This is human. In the middle is a tent flap. The human moves towards the holy moves through to the human. Anybody here move through a tent flap lately? Easy? Well, unless you have to bend over and untie it and unzip it. But the idea is it's fluid. It moves both ways. Holiness moves to the human can move to the holiness, the water moves to the land. You get the concept, right? Not those rigid barriers that I was brought up with. Separation is not a boundary to be transgressed, it's a relationship. It's easy for both the holy and the human to move towards that tent flap. Which to me adds new meaning to the words of Jesus, I will never ever leave you, neither will I forsake you. Lo, I am with you always. Emmanuel, God is with us. Sometimes I just lose myself. Fear and doubt take hold. Times when I feel overwhelmed by all that is unknown. Spirit, come and calm me down.
and we all lose ourselves when our fears take hold. May we love this prayer so well. It's here when needed most. Spirit, come and calm us down. Help our hearts find hope. Still our minds, our fears, our doubts. Help us to truly know you are with us, with us. Though our eyes may not see, you're holding our life, loving us perfectly. Spirit, come and calm us down. Help our hearts find home. Still our minds, our fears, our doubts. Help us to truly know you are with us, with us. Though our eyes may not see, you're holding our life, loving us perfectly, loving us perfectly. In this moment, we come together, a family of faith in God and each other, believing without seeing, being true, serving our Creator in all we do. Forget the wise and be amazed at what your faith can do. Not questioning, but accepting God's chosen path for you. Knowing everything is possible, deep down, behind, loving without compromise. One day, surrender all your fears, being loyal, being your beliefs, loving someone or something, no matter what. Follow your faith, and you will be at peace. Know something is possible, deep down, behind, loving without compromise. One day at a time, knowing everything day at a time.
Sacred Wisdom, inspired by Reverend Dr. Wilda Gaffney's translation, edited by Pastor Donna to be communal and inclusive. Portions of Wisdom 9. O God, my ancestor. O God of my ancestors and author of mercy, you have made all things by your word, and by your wisdom have formed humankind, to govern the creatures you have made, and oversee the world in holiness and righteousness. Give us this wisdom that sits by your throne. Remind us that we are forever and always your children. With you is wisdom. She who knows your word, and was present when you made the world. She knows what is pleasing in your sight, and what is right according to your commandments. Send her forth
from the holy heavens, and from your throne of glory send her, that she may labor with us as we learn what is pleasing to you.
For she knows and understands all things, and she will guide us wisely in her actions, and guard us with her glory. Portions of Psalms 33. For the word of wisdom is right, and all her works are sure. She loves righteousness and justice. The faithful love of the mother of all of us fills the whole earth. By the word of wisdom were the heavens made, by the breath of her mouth all the heavenly hosts. She gathers up the waters of the ocean as in a water skin, and stores up the depths of the sea. Let all the earth revere she who is wisdom. Let all who dwell in the world stand in awe of her. For she spoke, and it came to pass. She commanded, and it stood fast. Portions of John 1 through 16. In the beginning
was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
The Word was God. The Word was with God in the beginning. Everything came into being through the Word. And without the Word, no one thing came into being that came into being. What has come into being in the Word was life, and that life was light of all people. The light shines in the bleakness, and the bleakness did not overtake it. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen glory, full of grace and truth and danger.
The Gospel of John comes out of the story of Genesis. And the book of Genesis was written in the language of the Hebrews. John's Gospel was not composed in Hebrew, it was composed in Greek, which means that the word, the dapar, that divine creative energy of Genesis, came out as logos in Greek, without losing the original meaning. Logos in Greek means God's creativity, flowing freely through all of creation. In other words, the word is something that is done. It's not something we believe. It's active. In the Gospel of John, the word transitions. Now I know where that one slide comes in that we've been looking for. The word transitioned, the word became infleshed, right? In the Gospel of John, God comes out as Jesus. Jesus comes out as the pre-existent Word. What an odd story. What a queer story. In the Queer Bible Commentary, there's a lot written about the Gospel of John. Actually, a pastor in Florida wrote it, Reverend Dr. Robert Shore Cross. He writes that the Gospel of John cobbles together the tradition, sayings, and mind puzzles of Jesus. I think after reading that, George, you might agree that it's got some mind puzzles written into it. And what happens is an ancient biography is created where Jesus is pushing back or coming out against the empire. John's Jesus transgresses the imperial practices while offering the alternative of the kingdom, where the kingdom is ways of being, creating, and nourishing community. So the centerpiece of John's gospel is high Christology. John's Jesus is the Christ. Christ is not a name, it's a title. John's Christ is holiness in flesh, entering a violent, hostile world. Jesus is holiness in flesh, moving through that tent flap. Jesus comes out as the creative energy of the holy, challenging the empire by offering visions of the kingdom. Empires then, empires now, are violent. They are oppressive. They are focused on terrorizing, demonizing, dividing. They are and were consumer-driven, money-motivated, capitalistic-minded, colonized and colonizing. Jesus is holiness in flesh. When God comes out as Jesus, offering an alternative vision, guess whose life is disrupted? Guess whose life is disturbed when holiness shows up? The followers of Jesus. The Christ community. The ones who have become complacent, I should say, especially the ones who have become complacent and comfortable with the imperial culture. The ones that holiness disturbs are the ones who have been comfortable. Aren't you glad you're not feeling disturbed? Oh, I need to rephrase that. But I am feeling disturbed. Replacing the empire with a kingdom disrupts that straight line thinking. It disrupts the colonizing by returning to the origins. It was dangerous and it's disruptive. Creative energy has always been disruptive. Land coming out of water is disruptive. Separating land from sky, that's disruptive. Things change. It's transgressive. It moves across boundaries. It makes something out of nothing. Transformational, transitional, disruptive. John's Jesus was a transitional figure, always moving, always changing. In fact, when I think about Jesus's life story, he is moving through multiple iterations of himself. Just like us, Jesus transitioned from an embryo in the darkness of the mother womb to a baby in a starlit manger, to an inquisitive child asking questions of the elders. Anyone remember that story? 12 years old, he goes to Jerusalem with his parents. Then he becomes the lost child. That's another transition. His parents can't find him. They're surprised to find him asking questions of the elders. And then he gets lost again. Even after his parents say, we're going to be leaving at this time, be back at the bus. He doesn't go. He's lost. He stayed behind talking to the elders. Imagine his parents panic when they realized Jesus wasn't with them. Later, he's lost in the wilderness. And even later, he's lost in theological dead naming. John's gospel is filled with Jesus saying, I am. This is who I am. The bread of life, the resurrection, the truth. Theological dead naming says Jesus is the Passover lamb, born to die by a God out there who needs a sacrifice. The dead naming of Jesus then spills over onto you and I in the form of original sin. Jesus, the Passover lamb, had to die because, well, I won't say me here, but because I'm such a lousy sinner, there had to be a scapegoat. Only scapegoating can save me. Jesus never referred to himself that way. He never identified as the Passover lamb. This is who I am, the light of the world. The gate, the way. I am the good shepherd. I am the resurrection. I am the vine. I am the bread of life. Do you notice what those I am statements have in common? You probably need a little time to think on that, so I'll tell you. Those are resources that the community needs. They're all resources which nurture and nourish and guide the kingdom. They describe Jesus as a life-giving intermediary, a source of transitioning energy, making the ways of the kingdom visible and available. Think for a moment about the way the vine connects the earth with the water, the sky, the seed. Think about the way the seed transitions to become fruit. The fruit is then transformed into nourishment for all the living beings in the kingdom. That's what I am, said Jesus. I am the vine. We are the branches, eternally connected. I'm the bread of life, said Jesus. I am the way. The seed is buried in the earth, transformed by the water which is eternally circulating, bubbling up beneath, falling from the sky at the same time. Water permeates that hard shell of the seed so it can grow, bear fruit. Hard shells are transgressed so that seeds can transition to become wheat, which is transformed into flour, which then becomes the bread of life for you and me, for the community, for the kingdom. In this space, we gather at the table to eat, drink, to share, to remember. And our table is open to everyone, no matter who you are or where you are in your journey through life. So it is at this time in our service when we once again get up and open up the space. Bring your offerings, your gifts. You can touch the water, put stones in the water like candles, leave your prayer requests. And this is also when we share the bread of life. So come, for all things are
Mary, how are you, babe? That's okay. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Yes, let me get you another chair though. Like that. Training her. Last week she ended. Don't touch that space. Right. That's pushing around.
Amen to the rain, no noise. This is your time to stand up and move out to space or stay seated if you would like. Definitely a time to make noise.
Yeah.
You are invited to the closing circle, and if you are not comfortable standing, we will bring the circle or shape to you.
I don't know.
This is your opportunity to share a takeaway or a word or thought that you'd like to share with each other, then we'll move to announcements.
I think I never really hear as a trans parent, talk to yourself trans hear anyone in church say that they or recognize it. Having family members recognize your child, it's very difficult. So thank you for recognizing my child, and thank you for recognizing me.
Logos is not a belief, it's an action. It's God in action.
It's always special to be with this community. I just thank you all so much for the welcoming hug, Alfie and Patty, for all of you. You're just amazing. And it's just so special to be a part of a church community like this one. I was getting ready this morning and I was like, I'm gonna cry because I always feel so moved, and it's just always something I look forward to coming here. And that's sometimes rare, I think, in a church experience for people. Thank you so much.
I'm charmed by Wilda Gaffney's translation. Always charmed by it.
Thank you.
And my daughter's translation.
I really just changed you to wig. I just try to be transparent. Yeah, tweak it.
I was also this morning, I promise I didn't cry in the quiche, but only when I would leak anyhow, I guess. You know, the thing about it is, the TV, I swear, is possessed. I was listening to the news from the other room, the cats were in lockdown, and I heard a preacher begin. Well, I couldn't see because the door was shut, and I heard nothing but Old Testament and money, money, money. And I thought, I am so grateful to be churched. I'm churched in Christ. Thank you.
One last thought, I was like on Google, and I noticed that looking for this church name, and I noticed that there were like the reviews, like we could all add some reviews on Google.
There you go. That's the spirit.
I think because my husband is a different denomination and a different path, and I would love to take that into his church, but I know it would be shut down, that it isn't about Jesus' death. It's about the gift of Jesus and the things he gives. And I wish he could stay.
We just trust it's moving through. for you, even when we can't see it. We are powerful people. Thank you, Reggie.
hope there's a recording of the outline because there was so much. I was wishing I would have brought my journal because I wanted to write down so many things. I had such an emotional connection to today's message. I just felt this overwhelming sense of love and acceptance and so much.
Hopefully recorded and always I can email. It's not the same in written form, but I'm always happy to email the messages.
This morning it's gonna be in 3 segments, so work your way through it.
Thanks for doing that though, Ron. It takes a lot for the live stream. And that is changing. Anyone else? We do have a book group after. The book we're reading is Who Do We Choose to Be? And you are welcome to stay whether you've read or not. Saturday, the 21st, we have Pride. St. Augustine Pride. So please show up if you can. Details are in the newsletter. Anything else?
Just want to say thank you to Joyce for coming. She comes every week online, so it's very nice to have you here.
It's nice to see you in person.
We have faces, not just back of heads, right?
She'll bring our candle message back to us. We're counting on you. Candles lit.
Anyone else? All right, as we leave this space, let's remember that we are blessed. And we are blessings. Let's go ahead.
The quiche are meat free.
The quiche are meat free. Meat free quiche.
Remember how you end it?
This church is always here.
Nope.
Jesus in the garden.
Okay, yeah, you can do that one.
Live.
And then-
What he was doing. And it's like,